Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Crash. I drum for the band INCIDE. I wanted to put a little video together to show you what I do to get warmed up for the shows or for a practice. And it's going to be a couple of my hand exercises as well as some hand and feet. So I hope you like it. The first thing I'd like to go over is the actual grip, which you don't want a tight grip on the stick. You want to act like you're shaking someone's hand and you lightly put it in there and squeeze around it. And these fingers are actually just barely holding on. These two are your main, your pointer and your thumb. And you want to find the balance point of the stick, which on these big bursts, I like to use that flag right there as my balance point. So act like I'm shaking your hand, put it right there. Same with this one. And then to keep good form around the kit, you're going to want to think of it as like a pyramid angle like this with your hands. So think about going around the kit. You want to keep that so you can just roll through it and just have to move your hands. I like to start off with quarter notes just back and forth where you're basically just trying to get your hands even, get your mind warmed up, so you're just going Now that your hands are all warmed up from the single strokes and you got them all even, I like to do a accent test, which I like to use a metronome with, and I put it at 122. It's not that fast, but the accents are actually going to change every time around from the 1 to the E to the N to the and then it starts all over again. So here's how it's going to sound. 1 Eana, 2 Eana, 3 Eana, 4 Eana, 1 Eana, 2 Eana, 3 Eana, 4 Eana. I like to switch over to the double strokes, so you're just going to go back and forth hitting twice each hand. Just do whatever speed's comfortable for you. You can speed it up or slow down, it doesn't matter, it's all about the mental connection. And then there's a lot of variations that actually can be used off of this, so it's you could do like flam taps, which is and speed it up. So that you can be moving around the kit. And let's see, we could do Swiss Army triplet after that, which is 1 and a 2 and a. And then there's another variation based off of the flam tap, but it's actually got a drag in it, so you're hitting twice instead of just. It's got 2 hits. Be sure to always switch back and forth leading with left hand or right hand. That way your brain's just ready for whatever comes up. Okay, so now we're going to go to an exercise that's more suited for the blast beat metal drummer, which I don't consider myself because I've just kind of done it every once in a while. I'm not that great at it. But you're basically, I put my metronome at 120, and you're going to go from whole notes to half notes to triplets to quarter notes. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. So here it goes. After that, I'll usually go with a combo, which is basically you're doing quarter notes on one hand and half notes on the other. And you're going to switch it up to where it's going to go from that to where they're both at quarter notes. Then it's going to switch hands and it's going to go the same way it was before. So Okay, so this next one I don't use a lot while I'm playing live or anything, but it's a good warm-up because it really messes with your brain. And you're going to do 3 on one hand, and you're going to do 2 on the other, but you're trying to keep still a steady time. So it's going to be like this. And I like to work on what's called like ghosting or ghost notes, which they're more of notes that aren't really heard but felt. So like you'll barely be touching the snare, and it's good to actually just keep a steady tempo with this and maybe do doubles with the ghost notes. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to touch the snare as lightly as you can. It just barely needs to drop. Okay, so now that we got the hands pretty warmed up, you want to get your legs and feet warmed up a little bit too. And through all the exercises we just did, you could actually go with your double bass going the whole time and do most of those. Which, it doesn't matter if you're off time with it, it's just a matter of getting the blood flowing to them and getting them stretched out. But what I'm going to show you is actually just some exercises. Act like it's your drum kit with a snare, 2 high toms. You're going to do doubles around it. Doubles on the hands, doubles on the feet, so speed up. Or you could do triples with the hands, doubles with the feet, so I'm just acting like it's tom, 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 so you can actually switch it, so act like you're hitting from snare to high tom, from tom to tom. I like to practice my spins, get them with both hands. You could do it by going back and forth, kind of act like you're playing your kit. Do some spins. There's a lot of different stuff you could do, but it's mainly just getting that good feel for the stick, because if you don't practice a lot, it just feels like you don't have the grip you should or the confidence in your hands. Alright, so that's basically my practice routine. I like to do that before I practice or before I do my shows. So if it helped you, press the like button or subscribe. If you had anything else you'd like me to cover, write it in the comments.